Hey, that's my shoulder.
What?
Right there. It's my fucking shoulder. They cut me from the picture.
Dead Island Riptide is a sequel, expansion to the original Dead Island. It takes place right after the first one and adds a few new mechanics to the game. None of them really too game-changing, but enough to make you think, hey, I never saw that before. Dead Island Riptide is like Johnny Jash's cover of That Handsome Devil's Charlie's Inferno. Please, someone let me know I'm not the only one who listens to that. And the original Dead Island is the original song. Basically, it has a whole other tune, but still plays roughly the same. And about a different person. Well, we still have Logan, Perna, John May, I still don't know how to say her name, and Sam motherfucking B! But this time around, we got a fifth player ready to fuck up the court. John. No, not that John. No, not him either. Damn it, not him either! There we go. John was an Australian Defence Force soldier where when he was told to kill innocents, he was thrown in jail. John is the hand-to-hand expert, the Mike Tyson, the All Might, and maybe the Star Platinum of our little group. John is cool. I like his Australian accent. It's pretty funny sometimes. No offense to my Australian viewers, y'all are cool. But other than John, what else did Riptide introduce? Well, let's talk about that. One of the new mechanics introduced pretty early on are wave defenses. So basically Plants vs Zombies, but you're the plants and you have shotguns and katanas. These wave defenses require you to kill them all. Please don't make me go back to Dead Island 2. And save your base from being destroyed. The next mechanic is the boat, a new vehicle used to get around in the water. But the loud-ass motorboat is like a reboot van, and these guys, the drowners, are all the sweaty no-lives who come running in to get a piece of that juicy ass. The only way to get these guys off is if you speed up or kick them off when they jump on. And holy shit, did I not know I had this fear until I played this game. Getting pushed out the boat into the water where I'm then surrounded by zombies is such a genuinely terrifying concept in my head. The next one is weapon proficiency. The more you use a certain weapon, the more you level up that class and get bonuses. So if you use a lot of blunt weapons, you're gonna level up that class and get extra boosts. Extra boosts? What the fuck was I doing? Extra boosts and bonuses. I like that. It supports different playstyles for a character you play, like let's say you play Perna but prefer slicing weapons. You can still get a cool ass build with it even though Perna has a gun proficiency. The last mechanic I'd like to point out are the new weapons, like more unarmed weapon like claws and knuckles. My favorite new weapon is the staff. It's very fast and I have a personal history of favoritizing staffs in games and my art. The staff makes me feel like Raiden from Mortal Kombat and brings me back to 2021 when I was running around MW 2019, absolutely dominating lobbies with my Kali sticks. Next up, one of my favorite touches is that our characters actually talk during dialogue instead of pulling a Gordon Freeman on us and staying silent the whole time. I like this little detail. It gives the characters more personality and makes them seem more alive. I also really like how quests are designed this time around. They feel real instead of just, hi there, I'm Bob, go get me this miscellaneous item for me and I'll give you $5,000. Now, they still feel like that, but with more depth and originality to them. So, I got all my favorites out the way. Now let's talk about some negatives. The game's graphics haven't changed, Harlow exists, the water is terrifying when there's a ton of drowners nearby, and the story still isn't the best, and the guns still shoot like water guns. Also, Fury is introduced like halfway through the game, even though that we've had access to it for like this entire series up to this point. But hey, at least it gets explained that we ourselves are infected and the virus is mutating. Still a weird time to introduce this though. Waves also feel just way too long and kind of become repetitive after 2 or 3 of them. I can't really think of anything else I wasn't a fan of, so let's move on and talk about the new zombie types introduced. Riptide still keeps the walkers, infected, thugs, soupsiders, rams, floaters, and butchers, but also add new zombie types, like the drowners that I mentioned earlier. These fuckers will sit in the water, chase your ass while you're riding in the boat and try to push you out of it and give you the back shots of doom underwater. Then there are the mutated scientists who were unable to keep the infection from getting them and look really gnarly. And the new Grenader zombies are the same, but throw these sacks of something at you. Ew! Next up, we got the wrestlers, and yes, go ahead, get your masturbation jokes out the way in the comparison to the Charger from Left 4 Dead. Last but not least, we have the Screamers. Their name are pretty self-explanatory. They scream and make you cover your ears. Now, that's it with the new zombies. Now, let's move on to the story. Dead Island Riptide takes place right after the original game, where our heroes land on a military ship where they're immediately taken into custody. While we're in custody, we meet Sergeant Hardy and Serpo. And even though this is Hardy's crewing ship, Serpo proves that he's the alpha, and then Yurima bites one of the men holding her. Man, sure hope this doesn't have any unforeseen consequences. Zombies. The zombies are now on the ship. But before that, we meet John. Oh yeah, let me mention here, we never see Charon or Yurima ever again.
Hello, what about me?
No, you're not in this episode.
The ship crashes and Harlow saves us on the beach, who then tells us to help her group at the base, and we go in and kick some zombie ass. And so the next couple of hours of fetch quests and wave defenses.
Hi, editing, Ethan Neko DLC here. Subscribe to my channel, by the way, or don't. Your choice, really. I'm editing his video, yeah. This motherfucker just didn't say anything. Like, I think he just forgot what he was trying to say. Like, I don't know how he forgets. Like, how do you, what the?
Oh yeah, also Hardy tells us that we're gonna get nuked if we don't get out of here. We meet a researcher named Dr. Kelser who tells us that the virus isn't just a zombie virus. We then travel to some sewers where we fight our way through. Wayne turns into a wrestler. He was probably a chronic masturbator. And then we find ourselves at a boat dock where we fight all these prisoners with an uncontrollable fury and have to fend off the place from zombies while getting a boat ready to go to Henderson, where we find a theater to bunker down, find out through Serpo that Hardy lied about the nukes. Oh Hardy, you silly little goose. We then almost get picked up by a chopper, but since Hardy is like, well, they only want the immune, he climbs up but gets shot, making Logan pull out a f***ing RPG and shoot down the helicopter. Where it crashes and we find Serpo at the crash site where he tells us Harlow is actually immune and is a terrorist trying to weaponize the virus. Serpo then tells us where she is at, and it is at the quarantine zone where we find her. She goes crazy and tries to fight us, but since our crew are the main characters, we use the power of friendship and take down Harlow, where she then tells us not to leave the island in fear of us infecting the world and drops one of the coldest lines in all of Dead Island.
You are the angel of death.
Straight shivers down my timbers. We then leave on the boat where Serpo meets his end because he was too slow and gets slapped by a zombie. On the boat, everyone is happy and we live happily ever after. I lied. The boat docks up on some random dock, and this game gives us the stupidest balsies of an ending. What happened to our heroes? I don't know. Guess we'll find out in... Oh my gosh, please don't make me play those games. So, what are my final thoughts? I still love this game so much. I'm honestly kind of sad there isn't really any other, like, open world RPG zombie games out there. Well, maybe from something like Dying Light, which I haven't played yet, surprisingly. So, Dead Island is a really good choice for me, and for anyone who's out there wanting to play a open world RPG zombie game. Yeah, it's a little clunky here and there, but it's whatever. At least it's not bad as Dead Island 2, that fucking